Hello, you guys. Thank you for taking this moment to watch the Dare to Dream Network. I'm taking this moment to create a video, one, to thank um, my brother and fellow co-laborer, Dr. Boyce Watkins. He posts a number of hard topic videos for the African American Black community. And I want to say thank you. To some, you are a nuisance. To some, you might be a bother. To some, you might ruffle their feathers. To many of us, you are an educator. You are an informer. You are a reformer. You are an encouragement. You are a voice, and in most cases, the voice. I just want to say thank you for the content that you post. I want to make it known that you are being heard. You don't need me to tell you that, but I just want to make it known that you are being heard, um, because it's people like me that you are affecting, that you are helping to change, that you are helping to provide consciousness and awareness of so many different issues going on. And I strongly believe in my heart that if you're watching this video and you've never heard of Dr. Boyce Watkins, I strongly and deeply advise to check out his content, especially as it pertains to some of the most recent events in the Black or African American community. Um, please check out his content. No, he did not ask me to make this video. So this is not a video that he may even know, but if he hears about this video or sees this video, I just want to say thank you, Dr. Boyce, for lifting your voice, for being who you are, for being a reformer, for being an educator, for hitting us with stuff left and right that is thought provoking, and most of all, that is truth. A lot of it is just freedom of speech and his expression of his understanding of things. And at the end of the day, if you don't grow or learn something from his videos, something is wrong with you. And I really feel like he's done a great job at being consistent in the content that he creates and posting and giving us topics and things that really do matter. Um, definitely a voice, definitely a voice worth listening to. And I've said it in a couple of other videos. What our African American community lacks, lags, and has ultimately lost a lot of its savor in is true and authentic leadership. And I'm not saying that there aren't people out there doing the work in the community and being advocates and whatever. So much. You know, we quote this in church, in Christendom. We say the harvest is ripe, but the laborers are few. That is very true in so many ways that have no relation to spirituality or church or whatever, but is a principle that is a universal truth. In other words, what I'm trying to say is there's a lot out there for us to be doing where we shouldn't be worried about some of the stuff that we have to worry about at times. There's a lot of causes out there to get involved in that all points towards making a better world for most of us and some of us, because most of us don't even realize how privileged we are until we face certain facts, period. Because I don't want to veer off into a lot of other things. You just don't realize how blessed you are, privileged you are. And in the same breath, um, there's so many causes that this country, this nation, our people need to be working on that nobody should have time to be doing nothing or not achieving greatness or whatever, because there's a lot out there to do. And further, further than that, one of the biggest realities that I've been dealing with, talking with friends, business partners, people that I network and work with, is the fact that we have a lot of movement going on, but not a lot of organized leadership. We don't have a particular voice that most of us depend on, regardless of our religious background, certain affiliations, and all of that stuff. There was a time where, you know, it didn't matter. All of that didn't matter, but we came together for causes, and you had voices in different cities and states that led these movements and all came together, and we just lack that in this present day. And when we do get the attention of city officials and authorities, it gets watered down because then we start talking about all these other stuff, all this other stuff, this otherness, for lack of what I really want to say. We start talking about everything else but what we should be talking about and what we should be focused on. And it just loses its savor. It just loses its meaning. And sometimes, in some cases, it even loses its purpose because you're so busy trying to handle this initiative, this problem, that problem. And before you know it, we've forgotten why we even started this whole thing in the first place. And so, it's voices and leaders such as Dr. Boyce Watkins that I really think people need to get acquainted with. He's not the only one. He just happens to be a particular voice in this season that is needed, necessary, and relevant. A voice that's not being controlled by no one but God. And he's able to voice his concerns in an intelligent, intellectual way, and is often raw with his thoughts and so forth, not withholding nothing. And I can so appreciate him for being so honest and candid and transparent and so many other things. So I'm thankful for voices like him. And there's several others. And as I find them and research them and discover them, I'll make videos about them too. But in this moment, thankful for him. And I just want for those that are watching and listening to really consider following people. I've said it in one of my other videos that have a clear cut message, have a clear cut goals and initiatives that they are serving and that they are for. In other words, follow people whose vision and mission is clear. And a lot of these little random movements going on right now, there's no clarity and there are no set goals, truth be told. We're voicing and expressing our dissatisfaction with a lot of things, but there's no clear objective. And that's that one thing, that's that one main thing that needs to change if we're going to really see the type of help, the type of change, the type of remolding, reshaping of our nation, our communities, and us as a nation of Black people. Yeah, it just needs to happen. So if this video happens to reach Dr. Boyce Watkins, God bless you, brother. I thank you. I thank God for you. I pray that the work continues. I plan to research who you are more, to learn more of you and what you do, and figure out how I can be a part of supporting what you do, and prayerfully vice versa. So I'm just so moved. You know, Dr. Boyce made a statement in one of his videos, and it's funny, it's comical, it's a little sarcastic. I understand you and your tone. I understand a lot of things because I'm no different. And it it was funny to me because he made a statement and said, you know, everybody's extra Black right now. Everybody's extra Black right now. If you're Black and you're not touched, not moved, not shaken by the things that you've seen in the past few days recently, I don't even know what to say. But for the most part, most of us are shaken. Most of us are stirred. Some of us are bubbling over and expressing ourselves through protests and several other things. But just as Dr. Watkins said in one of his videos, don't let 6 months from now come, or, those weren't his exact words, but his exact words was something to the tone of, you know, let's see a few months from now, a few days from now, a few weeks from now, will that same passion be there as it is right now? And the likelihood of that is that at some point, most people are just going to die down and go back to the humdrum everyday life and forget why you was even marching and upset in the first place. And I've said it in some other videos, but all this marching and protest, what is that doing? The best thing that you can do is get in your community and get involved with being a leader and taking action and mentoring lives and being proactive as best as you can. The best thing that you can do is to build your own systems and organizations that go out and tackle certain missions that plague our communities and so forth. So, most of these brothers that's out there selling drugs or they ass or whatever they're doing to make a living or whatever, because they can't get jobs elsewhere, then maybe some of us need to rise up and create organizations where we partner with companies, or in most cases create our own companies that's going to hire our own people and be an answer. So I'm going to say it like this: in whatever formation we need to rise up, whether that's through education, family systems, social systems, all of that, whatever you got to do to rise up and be a better people and help your people, that's what we need to be doing, and not just sitting around finagling and protesting and going for walks in the park that lead to no change. Because think about it, all them other people that died several other years, over the last 2 or 3 years, we marched, we protest, we did all that stuff, and then no laws have been changed in the past 3 years concerning these deaths and stuff. Nothing has happened positive in the right direction of change for this. This is just 2 more deaths added to the total of hundreds, if not thousands of people over the years that this has happened to. And there are other instances going on in other places that's just not getting the attention that this is getting right now. So it's whatever at this point. Just be better. Just lead. Just be better. Just lead better. Just be the best mother, father, sister, brother, cousin, niece, nephew in your community that you can be. And when you see your brother overtaken in a fault, help him out. Don't just stand there and talk about him or whatever. It's just time for us to be a nation. And I'm not talking about nation of Islam or nation of Christianity. I'm a nation, a people, regardless of what our differences are. And that's where I'm at in this moment. And also thankful for voices and leaders such as Dr. Boyce. Now I'm going to cut this one short. I just wanted to raise the tide by voicing my endorsement for this particular individual. And prayerfully, more people will hear of him, more people will check out his stuff. And that's all the purpose of this is, and I'm through. So check me out, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, and if all else fails, Google me. Peace.